Welcome back, guys, to demo 2 of the Spring Boot application. So in the previous video we went through how the Spring Boot application is made up, meta annotation, the Spring Boot application, and we saw the auto configurations, the general ones, and the auto configurations that are modularized. Then also what I want to show you is the status, that in a Spring Boot application they introduced what we call status. So we see here we have Spring Boot starter data JPA, then we also have Spring Boot starter actuator, starter security, and these are just giving us some auto configurations and some other functionalities. So sometimes there can be a requirement also for you as a developer or in your company to create your own starter. So I'm just going to show you the starter that I created in 2022. Just that this code I was just modifying it. This is the starter. I created this project in 2022. So in this my starter, I have an auto configuration that will create a database. So what I do here is I first create a data source based on what the user has given me, create a JDBC template, then I have a create DB, which is basically a function that will create a database, and this database name the user will have provided in the property file. Then when the database has been created, I proceed to create tables. So this is what I actually had an idea around. So this is an auto configuration to create a table. As you can see here, I have mentioned that it should be loaded into the context after the create DB has been loaded. And all that I do here is I have this requirement for data source, which is I invoke here. Then obviously I create table. So if you go into create table, I'll create this table. And then I have this driver app auto configuration, which will just check the service if it exists, that the user has this service exist. So I would require a user to implement, to have this bin, to have the implementation of this in the class path. And obviously I have these properties. So this basically what I was trying to do here. I was trying to see if this auto configuration class can be activated when the user has this in their class path in their own project. Remember, this would serve as there will be a starter that will include all this. Then I have a load data auto configuration, which will then now assuming that you have created a database, you have created tables, then you want to load some data. Also, I will require a user to have a CSV file that will consist of all the users, and I will read those users. So if you can see the load class, then I read the users. Then as I read the users, obviously it's a name and age only. Then I save them into a database. So all this the user will provide me. So this was the project I built to try and understand how auto configuration works. And also I have shown you all these these conditions before, and I've already explained them, and obviously all this has been defined. So as you can see here, I have a default bin of type driver service. Then this bin will then take effect if the user has not provided me with this implementation. I give them my own default implementation. But if the user has provided us with that one, then this one will not hold. So we saw that here. This is where we actually made that determination. We are saying conditional on class, the user has provided this in the class path, then this will hold. Then what we do is, if the user does not provide that implementation, then we can actually we can give our own default, as you can see here. But if the user has given us that bin, we will not create that particular bin. So yeah, I believe what I wanted to show you, I have shown you. So thank you guys. We have come to the end of this series. So if you still want me to continue on this series to explain some concept to you, I am free to do that. Thank you.